الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الحديث هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Inshallah ta'ala, then we are continuing with our book al-Fiqh al-Muyassar, studying the book of Kitab al-Siyam, the book of fasting, due to the quick approaching of the month of Ramadan. And so we have reached the end of the first chapter. And yesterday and the day before we dealt with the first five masail. The first five masail, which number one was the definition of fasting, and then the ruling of fasting. What is the evidence? So the definition and the pillars, as well as the ruling. Then yesterday we dealt with the types of fasting, the divisions or the categories, as well as the virtues of fasting Ramadan and its legislation, and then what were the conditions that required one to fast. We'll bring in Abdul Latif and we'll bring in Amir. We went through the last couple principles. I read them yesterday just due to time constraints, not trying to be too long. But one good thing about these videos is while they're live and you can participate, if anything is too long and you have to go, or if you're listening later on to the recording and you can't listen to more than 30 minutes or more than 50 minutes, or you can't listen to the whole hour and 10, 15 minutes if it ever goes that long, then you can stop it and you can come back. And YouTube has a feature where you can pick up where you left off on that video. So that's a good thing for us. So we'll bring them in. If there's any questions regarding the last little bit from yesterday, then we'll do that before we start, inshallah ta'ala. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. حياك الله.
Allah hayik. Are there any questions from yesterday?
No.
Allah Tariq, you gonna try to get your mic together today? Some people, I don't know what's wrong. Masao in Japan, he's not able to get his mic together either. Inshallah. Figured maybe during a 2-week break, somebody might get their mic together, but maybe during Ramadan. I'm thinking about during Ramadan doing the i'rab of Juz Tabarak. What do you guys think?
No,
but not at this time. I'll probably do it like in the afternoon or in the evening for me, and then it'd be in the daytime for you guys. You know, who's ever in the West, it'll be in the daytime for them.
No, it's good. Hopefully people can benefit from it. I'm not the most grounded in grammar, so I think I need to kind of start with the basics.
Yeah. No problem. Okay, here we are. المسألة السادسة ثبوت دخول شهر رمضان وانقضائه وانقضاؤه ثبوت دخول شهر رمضان وانقضاؤه. يلا عبد اللطيف.
Okay. Bismillah. The sixth issue, the affirmation of the entrance of the month of Ramadan, and I'm not sure it's spending, it's decree.
It's ending, basically.
Oh, okay, it's like intaha.
It's form 7 from Qaf, Dad, Alif Maksura, form 7, meaning basically here, meaning for us to end, to complete.
Okay. يثبت دخول شهر رمضان بالرؤيا الحلال بنفسه أو شهادة غيره على رؤيته أو إخباره بذلك، فإذا شهد مسلم عدل برؤياه حلال رمضان ثبت بهذه الشهادة دخول شهر رمضان لقوله تعالى
لقوله, the lamb, there's a lamb, it's a harf jar. Makes the noun after it majrur.
لقوله تعالى فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصم، ولقوله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيتموه فصوموا، ولحديث ابن عمر رضي الله عنهما أخبرت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بالرؤيا رمضان فصاموا وأمر الناس بصومه. Should I translate from the beginning? I think I'll translate.
It's better if you do it in portions.
Yeah,
That
sure.
way you can follow along. But
Okay.
youth batu, because it's passive here. Majhul. Youth batu dukhul shahri Ramadan.
يثبت دخول شهر رمضان, the affirmation of the entrance of the month of Ramadan برأي
برؤيتي
برؤية الحلال by the
hilal hilal
الهلال
is the crescent.
by the sighting of the full moon, the crescent
Of the full moon, of the crescent moon, the
crescent.
new moon.
Yeah,
Not I don't know what word you said for youth, but
affirmation after the
it's established, basically. It's a confirmation or it's established.
Yeah, confirmation. So yeah, confirmation of the entrance that the month's entered is by the sighting of the crescent moon. بنفسه, so by the person himself, or بشهادة غيره, or by someone else.
Bishahadati, bishahadati. You just rush through this stuff, Abdul Latif. I know you're learning, but you have to don't just rush through it. Think about it. You have the ba here. The ba is a harf jar. It's a preposition. Bishahadati, ghayrihi.
Yeah.
Don't rush through it. Just take your time.
بشهادة غيره على رؤيته.
No.
Yeah.
So
Um,
the month is established by the sighting of the new moon by
uh,
himself
yep.
or by
Or
or by another witness, a witness other than himself that he saw it, right? So someone else says that they saw it.
yeah.
Oh,
أو إكباره.
ikhbarihi, because of the bat. Here we're still going. Bi
Yeah.
nafsihi, bi shahadati, bi ikhbarihi, bi dhalika.
بذلك. Or by him being informed with it, with that.
No.
فإذا شهد مسلم
Shahida, shahida.
بشهد.
Do you have a dictionary?
Yeah, I've got yeah, like Arabic one.
Yeah, or a Hans Ware or anything. Look up
Um,
look up some of these words. Try to come to class and look up stuff ahead of time. So what is the vowelings for shahida? Is it shahada, shahuda, shahida? What is it? Look it up. It should be in your dictionary, right? As likewise ru'ya. Look up that word. You don't know how to pronounce it, you're not sure, right? Be ra'i, that no, be ru'ya. Look up that word. Write your vowels on your paper.
yeah.
Part of this is, and I'm sure you've seen my video and we talked about it when we had the open lesson. You have to read, you have to listen, you have to talk, and you have to write. So you're talking now, you're reading now, right? You're listening to other people read now. You also have to write. Writing is one of the ways, the best ways to, writing is one of the best ways to solidify something. Because once you write it down and you know how to write that word, you're going to write it. You're going to say, yeah, as you're writing it, you're going to say, yeah, tun, yeah, how that you're going to write it like that. And then once you do that and you're able to write it, now you own that word. That word is yours. You can use it anytime you want. It's not on borrow, only when it's on paper, then you can do it. No, it's yours now. You own it. You can use it in your vocabulary. You see what I'm saying? So writing is very important. You
Yeah.
know, writing is very important. If I told you right now to talk for 2 minutes in Arabic, you probably couldn't do it. But if you wrote down 2 minutes worth of text and then you said it to me the next day, even if you were reading halfway from what you wrote, you would be able to communicate that 2 minutes a lot better. At other times, even on the spot, someone put you on the spot. Why? Because now you own that text, that block of text that you wrote down. You know, it might not be perfect, but it would be better. So use your dictionary. Don't just try to wing by and read a whole paragraph without ever looking at your dictionary and trying to figure things out. You understand?
نعم.
طيب فإذا شاهد مسلم عدل.
So if a upright Muslim witnesses برؤيا hilala by the sighting of the crescent moon Ramadan
هلالي, it's
hilal
مضاف مضاف إليه برؤية هلال رمضان.
hilala Ramadana
هلالي
hilali
هلالي.
hilali ثبت بهذا الشهادة دخول شهر رمضان. Then it is confirmed by this testimony the entrance of the month of Ramadan لقوله by the speech of the Most High. So whoever witnesses from among you the month, then let him fast.
No. ولقوله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيتموه فصوموا. So, and due
And
to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam statement, if you see it, then fast it.
yep.
Right? ولحديث ابن عمر رضي الله عنهما أخبرت النبي أخبرت I informed the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam برؤية Ramadan I informed him of the sighting of Ramadan, right? Meaning he saw the moon. فصامه, so he fasted it. وأمر الناس بصيامه, and he ordered the people to fast it, right?
Yep.
طيب, okay, I'm just looking at the comments here. Amir.
نعم. فإن لم يرى الهلال, and if he doesn't see the hilal, لم يشهد or no
يشهد.
لم يشهد نعم أو لم يشهد مسلم عدل برؤيته, or a just Muslim doesn't witness by seeing it. وجب إكمال عدة شعبان 30 يوما. It is he must wajib, like it's obligatory upon him to complete the number of Sha'ban 30 days. ولا يثبت دخول الشهر بغير هذين الأمرين. And what did we say يثبت means again?
To become established or confirmed. ولا يثبت دخول, and it should be up here above, should be دخول. I said دخول. وثبت بهذه الشهادة دخول شهر رمضان. But this should be دخول as well down here.
And it is not confirmed by the entrance of the it is not confirmed except by these two matters, that the month
in the entrance of the month is not confirmed except بغير هذين الأمرين, except by other than these two matters. رؤية الهلال أو إتمام الشعبان 30 يوما. That's the only way you can determine the month of Ramadan entering.
Right, by seeing the hilal and the إتمام شعبان, or completeness by the 30 days of the Sha'ban.
No.
لقوله صلى الله عليه وسلم, as with the statement of the Prophet of sallallahu alaihi wasallam, may peace and blessings be upon him, sumu liru'yatihi waftiru liru'yatihi.
No.
Fast by sighting it, and break your fast by sighting it. فإن غبي عليكم.
فإن غبي.
Okay.
فإن
غبي. What did you say it means?
I said it's a verb, غبية. It has down in the footnotes either غمية or إذ غمة. غبية is like from the word غيب, right? To be hidden, something unseen, or غمية from غم meaning clouds. So if it's cloudy or if it's hidden, same meaning, right? If it's covered up with the clouds, if it's hidden.
I didn't know it came from a ghaib. I thought
it's close to it. It's close to it.
I remember one brother would call another brother Abu Ghabi.
Yeah, meaning dumb or something.
But it also means like thick. I looked it up. It also thick. So I don't know if that has to do with anything thick cloudy or whatever. Anyways, the footnote غطي, is it غطية covered,
غطية. Yeah.
وخفية hidden, ولم يظهر, not visible, not
No.
apparent.
Right.
Okay. All right, where did I stop?
فإن غبي عليكم.
نعم.
If it's hidden upon you, فأكملوا عدة شعبان 30.
نعم. So complete. If it's hidden upon you, then complete Sha'ban with number of 30.
No, 30 days, right? Make it 30 days.
No.
So he says, فإن لم يرى الهلال. So if the new moon is not seen. أو لم يشهد مسلم عدل برؤيته. And no just Muslim testifies that he saw it. وجب إكمال عدة شعبان. It is obligatory to complete the number of days of Sha'ban 30 يوما, 30 days. ولا يثبت دخول الشهر بغير هذين الأمرين. And the month is not established. The entrance of the month is not established or confirmed by other than these two matters: رؤية الهلال أو إتمام الشعبان 30 يوما, or completing the month of Sha'ban by 30 days. لقوله صلى الله عليه وسلم صوموا لرؤيته وافطروا لرؤيته. Fast when you see it and break fast when you see it. فإن غبي عليكم فأكملوا عدة شعبان 30. Then if it is hidden from you, then complete the number of days of Sha'ban as being 30. طيب, I'll read this last one. ويثبت انقضاء رمضان. And the end of Ramadan or the completion of Ramadan is established برؤية هلال شهر شوال, by seeing the new moon for the month of Hilal. بشهادة مسلمين عدلين, by the testimony of two just witnesses. فإن لم يشهد, this is sukoon because of the lam, إن لم يشهد مسلمان عدلان. And if two just Muslim witnesses do not see it, برؤية hilal, they do not testify that they saw it, وجب إكمال عدة رمضان 30 يوما. Then it is obligatory to complete the number of Ramadan being 30 days. So to enter into the month, you need one witness. To exit the month, you need two witnesses. So if you see it, بنفسه, as it says up here, بنفسه أو بشهادة غيره أو بإخباره بذلك, right? So one person sees it, you see it yourself, then you fast. But when it comes to the end of the month, doesn't matter if you see the new moon or not. If two witnesses do not see it, then you do not stop Ramadan until there are either two witnesses or you complete Ramadan as being 30 days. Now this is confusing to me. Why do you need one here and two there? The majority of ulama and all four madhahib and other than them are all saying this. They all say you need two witnesses. And they bring some evidences and they try to say, see how this says this. It seems a little far-fetched to me, but that's just to me. And, when they all coming together and agreeing on something like that, then that's what it is. Maybe someone can look it up and read something a little more clear, bring us a clear evidence or something. But the point is here, the Ramadan is entered. This is established by one person seeing the halal or the completion of 30 days of Sha'ban. And The end of Ramadan is completed. The end of Ramadan is established by two witnesses, two just Muslim witnesses, not CNN saying the new moon was there, but two just Muslim witnesses, and or the completion of Ramadan for 30 days. طيب المسألة السابعة. عبد اللطيف.
Hello. Yep. المسألة السابعة, the sixth issue, وقت نية في الصوم حكمها.
Now I got it written on the paper. I got it written on the screen. It doesn't say وحكمها.
وحكمها.
There you go.
Okay.
Don't just brush over stuff. If you keep brushing over it, you're gonna just keep doing what you want. If you force yourself to take the time and listen, slow down and read it, then you'll force yourself to learn.
So the sixth issue, the time of the niyyah in the fast and its rulings. يجب على الصائم أن ينوي صيامي.
Yajibu ala sa'imi. Do you know what the prepositions are, Abdul Latif? The huruf al jar.
Yeah. So it would be stuff like ala, fi.
Okay. So what do they do to the noun after them?
They turn the words after they have a kasra, then they end with kasra.
They not necessarily always have a kasra. It could have a fatha, like Ramadan. Ramadan's mamnu min as-sarf, but it makes it majroor. Right? It makes it majroor. So if it can become majroor, if it can show a kasra, then it will. Such as yajibu ala sa'imi, not ala sa'imu. We have ala. You know the rule, implement it. You know, yajibu ala sa'imi an yanwiya as-siyama. Tayyib, translate.
It is compulsory upon the one fasting to make niyyah for his fast.
Now I'm gonna say something real quick. If you're young though, and so you don't want to get stuck. But if this is all you ever get, for example, if you say yujaba ala saimaya and yunawiya asaimu, if that's all you ever do, but you understand that it's obligatory upon the fasting person to intend the fast, to have an intention for his fast. If a person can only mess it up terribly in his pronunciation, but he understands what he's reading, alhamdulillah, it's better to understand and learn your religion than to be able to pronounce everything correctly. However, we're not old men, right? And we have the ability to learn, and we're young still, some of us, and so we need to put forth the effort. Even if we are old men, we need to put forth the effort to pronounce it correctly. But if someone cannot pronounce it correctly, they're going to continue making mistakes. They can't learn it. However, they understand it, then this is good. Because understanding the religion is better than just pronouncing it without understanding it, right? But if you pronounce it better, right, then it's going to be better for you. Abdullah Tariq asks us a question. هل دخول رمضان في بلد يكفي لغيرها? Does the entrance of Ramadan in one land, is it sufficient for other than it? Of course, this is a big difference of opinion about, is there one moon sighting, or are there different matali'? Are there different places of sighting? Allah knows best. what makes sense to me is the opinion of Sheikh al-Albani, which he says, and he has hadith that support it, and that is the sighting anywhere. The sighting anywhere in the world is sufficient for another Muslim. However, you should do what your local Muslim community does, and you shouldn't cause a problem. So if there's an imam, he makes a decision, and he says we're going with the local sighting, then you go with the local sighting. It says we're going with the international sighting, then you go with the international sighting, right? Don't cause a problem for your community. As the Prophet ﷺ said, and we'll get into it, inshallah ta'ala, fast when the people fast and break fast when the people break fast, right? And the day of fasting is a day when you fast, and the day of Eid is a day when you have Eid. There are hadith like this. So don't make a problem for your community. But the most correct position, according to what I understand, is an international sighting. One land sees it, it's good enough for everybody. طيب يا عبد اللطيف وهي ركن من أركانه تفضل.
وهي ركن من أركانه كما ماذا and it is a pillar from its pillars is, and it is a pillar from its pillars, as in it's a pillar, like what
it's
has
one of its
passed,
pillars.
like what has passed, as in, is it talking about the previous chapters or the
كما
previous?
مضى, as we previously talked about. Yes.
Oh, okay, fine. لقوله صلى الله عليه وسلم إنما الأعمال بالنيات وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى. Just like the saying just like the saying of the Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, who said, verily actions are by their intentions, and verily for every person is what he intended. وينويها من الليل في صيام واجب, and to have an intention from the night in fasting is compulsory. I'm not sure if I translate that right.
وينويها من الليل في الصيام الواجب, and he intends it from the nighttime for an obligatory fast.
Yep. كالصوم رمضان والكفاية
كفارة meaning expiations.
كفارة والقضاء والنذر. Nadri. You say nadri.
Another oaths or vows.
Yep. So
Qada is making up.
Yep. So likewise, Ramadan and is expiations. Kafara is expiations. Waqada'i making up, and then another is the vows you made. Walau qabla fajr bi daqiqatu wahid.
بِدَقِيقَةٍ وَاحِدَةٍ. Come on, you Somali, man. You guys know the word daqiqa, huh?
Yeah.
That might even be the same word for you guys.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. بِدَقِيقَةٍ وَاحِدَةٍ. وَلَوْ قَبْلَ الْفَجْرِ بِدَقِيقَةٍ وَاحِدَةٍ. Even if you make the intention before Fajr by 1 minute.
Yep.
Or you could even say 1 second. It's
Yep.
still in the nighttime,
Yep.
right? Fajr is the morning time, it's the daytime. So anytime before the entrance of Fajr, you have to make the niyyah. لقوله صلى الله عليه وسلم,
لقوله sallallahu alayhi wasallam, by the speech of the Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, who said, Man lam yabitu yabitu samu qabla fajr fala somu lahu. For the one that does not spend the night, intend, so to translate, intend by the night basically to fast before Fajr, there is no fasting for him.
نعم. من لم يبيت. Lam makes the verb after it majzoom, right? That's why when we saw up above, we saw lam tara or lam yara. Didn't have the alif maksura there. It didn't have it. It said yara because that was a sign of it being majzoom, the hadaf al harf al illa, dropping the weak letter. Here we have lam yathbut, above we have lam yashhad, right? Lam yabit. Lam yabit as-siyamu qabla fajri. Whoever does not spend the night, meaning having the intention of fasting before Fajr, fala siyama lah. Then there is no fast for him. Right? There's no fast for him. Yalla ya Amir.
Quick question. When it says لقول عائشة or لقول النبي, how do we translate the li right here? We can't say to the
Due to,
due
sometimes due to, right?
to.
Or because of, you know.
Okay.
Why is this? Likoli, right? Why must a person have an intention? That's what he's talking about. Why must he yanwiyuha min al-layl liqawlihi, due to his statement sallallahu alaihi wasallam, man lam yabit as-siyamu qabla al-fajri fala yasiyam lah. This is why. Due to or because of the statement of like this.
بارك الله فيك.
Fikum barak.
فمن نوى صوما في النهار, and who intends to fast during the day, ولم يطعم شيئا, and he doesn't eat nothing, لم يجزئه إلا في صيام التطوع. يجزئه, it's not accepted, or it's not permissible except in the voluntary fast.
نعم.
فيجوز بنية من النهار, and it is permissible with wait.
That's right.
It's permissible with the intentions from the day. I mean, I'm trying
In the daytime.
in the daytime. Okay.
Yeah. So
Either-
voluntary fast, it's permissible to
oh,
fast
from the day.
it and have the intention after the time of entrance of Fajr.
Okay.
With this condition that's coming up. With this condition that's coming up, which he's going to repeat for us though.
inshallah. إذا لم يطعم شيئا من أكل أو شرب
Sure, Ben. But yeah.
شرب, yeah, okay. If he doesn't eat anything from food or water or
If he
drink,
doesn't take anything, yat'am could be take anything if you want to translate it. But if he doesn't, what would be the word? I don't know. If he doesn't take anything from food or drink,
no.
but there could be a word for it for yat'am other than that here. I just can't think of it. Go ahead. But as long as he doesn't eat or drink anything, basically.
نعم. لحديث عائشة رضي الله عنها, due to the hadith of Aisha رضي الله عنها, دخل علي نبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, the Prophet ﷺ came that يوم, one day, فقال, and he said, هل عندكم من شيء? Is anything هل عندكم is anything from you for me?
هل عندكم من شيء. هل عندكم, hal is a question mark, is or are, depending. Here is عندكم, do you have anything? من شيء. هل عندكم, is there with you anything? Meaning, do you have anything? Here meaning to eat, right? هل عندكم, is there with you? من شيء, anything? Is there with you something? Is there with you anything? Do you have anything?
نعم.
This is when you're not going to translate in the proper word order. You know, I prefer when translating to try to put it in the same word order as the Arabic. Sometimes it makes the English translation clunky, though. And here, it would definitely make it clunky. How is there with you from a thing? No. Right? Do you have anything?
Is with you from a thing. Now, فقلنا, and we said, لا, no. قال, he said, فإني إذن صائم. Then I am fasting.
No.
أما الصيام الواجب, as for the obligatory fast, فلا ينعقد.
Why?
Okay, no, it's ينعقد, correct?
No.
فلا ينعقد بنية من النهار. It is not, the intention is not made during the day.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not going to count. You can't if you. It doesn't commence. It doesn't start. It doesn't count. Basically, the obligatory fasting, la yanqidu bi niyyat min al-nahar. It doesn't count. It's not going to count if you make the intention in the daytime for a fasting that's obligatory. It has to be from the night, min al-layl.
نعم.
ولا بد.
ولا بد فيه من نية الليل, and it's a must that it is for the intention of the night.
No.
It's done. Okay. وتكفي نية واحدة في بداية رمضان لجميع الشهر, and it is enough to make one niyyah for the beginning of the month of Ramadan. ويستحب تجديدها في كل يوم, but it is more desirable to do it, to make the intention every day. في كل يوم.
No. Exactly. Okay, let's just review this instead of going, because we went long, a little bit long for whatever reason. No problem, right? But we won't cover a whole nother page. That's a big page. We won't cover that. I wasn't going to cover the whole thing anyway, but we'll stop here. That's a new bab tomorrow. Number 1, Mas'alatu Sadisa. The 6th issue is the thubut dukhul shahr Ramadan wa inqida'uhu. How do we establish the entrance of the Ramadan and its ending? We establish the beginning of Ramadan bi ru'yatil hilal, by seeing the new moon, bi nafsihi or bi shahadati ghayrihi or ikhbarihi bidhalik, by him seeing it or by someone else seeing it or someone telling him, right, that someone saw it and he's reliable. So I saw it, I fast. Amir tells me he saw it, I fast. Amir tells me that he didn't see it, but Abdul Latif saw it. We fast. Right? Or by completing 30 days. Right? if by completing ikmal iddati Sha'ban 30 yawmin, by making Sha'ban 30 days. If it's hidden from us, then we do this. And the evidence for both of them is there. So we see, we start the month by one person seeing it or by completing 30 days of Sha'ban. As for the ending of Ramadan, then we need two just witnesses. Not just I myself, but two people. Right? Sheikh bin Baz says out of precaution. Right? Out of precaution. So two just witnesses or completing Ramadan of 30 days. Two just witnesses saying they saw the Hilal of Shawwal or 30 days. That's the fiqh out of this, right? Then Mas'alatu Sabi'ah, the seventh issue, Waqtu niyat fi sawm wa hukmuha, the time of the niyat. We know the time of the niyat for obligatory fast is min al-layl. Walau qabla al-fajr bi daqiqatin wahidatin. Even from the nighttime, even if it was before Fajr by just 1 minute, right? As for an optional fast, it can be done from the daytime. Min al-nahar, idha lam yat'am shay'an min al-akl aw shurb. If a person has not eaten anything that day or drank anything that day, since the time of Fajr, he can decide to fast. He can decide to fast even in this, he doesn't bring it here, but scholars usually say, not all of them, up until the time of Dhuhr. He has the ability to make this intention. Up until the time of Dhuhr, if he has not eaten since Fajr time, he can make it. They say after Dhuhr, no, but some of them say yes. He doesn't talk about that here, or they don't talk about that here. For us, a voluntary fast can be made from the daytime, right? And for us, according to this book, can be made from the daytime as long as a person is not eating or drinking since the time of Fajr. But if it's the obligatory fast, la budda min fihi min niyat al-layl. You must have this niyat at the nighttime. Any questions?
Just the question about the extra stuff that you mentioned. What the ulama said until Dhuhr, that one can start a voluntary fast. If I wake up for Fajr, I pray, and I don't eat anything. I'm still awake, and then I decide to pray. I decide to fast at, like, let's say 10 o'clock. Is that an option, or should you start your fast right away? Okay.
What do you mean at 10 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no problem. Yeah, at 10 o'clock you wake up and you want to do it, you fast, no problem.
What if I eat something before that?
Huh?
What if I eat something before that?
Oh, no. Well, no, you can't do it.
And then decide, okay.
Right. You have to, since Fajr until the time of the Niyah, right? You cannot eat or drink, right? Then you can make it this. Now, of course, let me tell you something. It comes to fiqh, man, you're going to find a million different positions. Some say even if you ate or drank, you can do it, blah, blah, blah. The Prophet, they use this hadith that the Prophet asked, do you have anything? Okay, then I'm fasting. It didn't mean that he didn't eat before that. Where's the proof he didn't eat before that? Well, he didn't eat because he was asking for food. Okay, but where's the proof that you can't? You could find people arguing all types of different ways. And I don't mean arguing in a bad way. I mean, putting forth all different types of arguments for different things. Some people would say up until Asr, you can make the intention. Some people say if you ate and from Asr till Maghrib, you want to fast and do that for Allah, you could do that. Many, many different positions. But the most common, the Jamhuri position, the majority position is that you can fast, a voluntary fast, and you can make the intention from the daytime as long as you have not eaten or drinking since the time of Fajr, and you do so before Dhuhr. Are there other positions? Of course. There are other opinions? Yes. but this is the majority in the common position that is taught by the ulama.
No.
No.
Well, you mentioned the hadith that Sheikh al-Albani used for
Deciding the
yeah,
moon universally.
right.
Yeah, it's in Ibn Majah or Nasai. I don't remember. Nasai or Ibn Majah now. But two men came to the Prophet ﷺ and they were fasting and they said, but we seen the moon yesterday, and they were travelers. And they came and they said, but we seen the moon yesterday. And he said, like, you saw it? They said, yes. And so he had, it was a daytime for them. He announced to them, to the people, to break their fast, and tomorrow they had to eat. It's an Ibn Majah Nasai. I can't remember right now.
No,
But he saw other people from another town saw the moon where they did not see it, and he ordered the people to break their fast, and they had to eat the next day, which shows that they accepted the sighting of a people of another place. It was, and what is another place? You know, what is another place? You know, for example, Kuwait and Saudi, are they two different countries? Right? Yes, but they're right next to each other. And maybe Kuwait and Saudi would accept the sighting of each other. First off, Kuwait would accept Saudi's sighting, but Saudi probably wouldn't accept Kuwait's. Saudi's like the dominant person here. You understand? Mm-hmm. But even we'll say Saudi would accept Kuwait's or the Emirates or Qatar's or something like this. Would they accept Iraq? Why not? Would they accept Jordan? Why not? Would they accept Egypt? Why not? They're right there. You know? They're right there. So you say, okay, well, no, those are independent countries. Okay, now let's go to America. America's a huge, huge country, bigger than all those countries that we just mentioned. You know what I mean? So now, do we accept, are we one-siding? Are we not one-siding? Do we do it by time zones? Well, Indianapolis doesn't change their time zone sometimes. I mean, it just becomes a big nightmare. You know, even figuring out where the Mutaliya are, how do we know? So, okay, do we accept it above the equator? And these are religious matters that we're talking about. You know what I mean? This is a religious matter we're talking about. We shouldn't be putting this much intellect into it. You know, so, okay, above the equator in this time zone, but below the equator in another time zone is another matala. And these are discussions that have had since early times of the early madhahib, you know, but Imam Shafi'i, who most people use to as a proof for the different sightings, he lived in a time, and even his statement was about a time when news was not traveling the way it is today, you know. And even his statement, which I don't remember verbatim right now, it has if you read al-Albani's book, man, wallahi, it's wonderful, you know. But even Shafi's statement, it seems to imply that if we had news from somewhere else and we had the ability to get it in time, then we would do it, you know. But he lived in a time when, you know, news wasn't like that, and they accept the news from across town, but they don't accept the news from the town next to it. And now towns have reached. When I was young, I mean, you know, St. Louis, Amir. When I was young, St. Charles was far from St. Louis. Now St. Charles is part of St. Louis. You know what I mean? It's technically just, the houses touch one another. You know, there used to be 20 minutes worth of green grass between us and St. Charles. You know, used to be 20 minutes on the highway of green grass. Now there's just houses. As for calculations, then this matter is easy. The Prophet ﷺ said, we're an Ummi nation, we're an illiterate nation. We don't work on calculations. We do it by sighting, right? And so the fact, like Abdullah Tariq said, Islam is very easy. Alhamdulillah ala ni'matul Islam. Likewise, Islam is a universal religion, meaning everyone has the ability to practice the religion the same way, whether they're rich or poor, whether they have scientific advancements or not. So some people living in the mountains somewhere who don't have any scientific advancements. You know, they're backwards type of people, you might say, when it comes to these things. Somebody living in Africa, African tribe who doesn't have much technology, right? Someone living in some mountain somewhere, they don't have much technology. They can practice the religion the same way the people who live in Apple and Samsung headquarters can practice it, by seeing the moon, right? By seeing the moon. Not that Apple or NASA or somebody has an advantage and can better fast or better worship Allah because they have all these telescopes and everything. No, right? And this science is science theory a lot of times anyway, not science fact. Well, the moon was at such and such degree at such and such a time. It would be impossible to see it. Doesn't it, man? Somebody said they saw it. They saw it. You know, I don't care what your calculations, NASA's calculations say it was impossible to be seen. This brother said he saw it. He's a reliable, just person. So calculations are easy to get rid of because the Prophet ﷺ said we don't use calculations. Abdullah Tariq, he says, in my city there's some Sufi mosques that to them Ramadan only starts when a Sufi from South Africa sees the moon. They're crazy. Allah Mustaan. Yes. Right? Well, to them, I guess a Sufi is the Adil, the just person. Allah Mustaan. Anyway, that's crazy. And you speak real good English to say you can't translate if you ever get on the microphone. So you speak real good English. So I don't know how you wouldn't be able to. Anyway, we'll close here. Inshallah ta'ala, we'll close here for today. And tomorrow we'll start on Bab Athani, the second Bab, which is dealing with the excuses or the people who have excuses to not fast. The people who have excuses. We already talked about a little bit if they're sick or traveling. But here we're going to talk about it in more detail. My pronunciation is bad too, Abdullah. My pronunciation of English language is bad as well. Tayyib ya Akhwan, no more questions?
Jazakallah khair. No more questions.
Inshallah ta'ala. We'll see you tomorrow with Bab al-A'dhar. Ya Abdul Latif, we want you to do some homework today, man. Do some homework and write down some stuff, look up some stuff and try to fix it, man.
Inshallah, yeah. I think vocabulary and just looking at the words with the haraka and just memorizing it, I think that I need to work on that.
Okay. And I try to write down at least the endings of the verbs, our words, the endings of the words, and some of them, if they're a little bit difficult, it could be this way or that way. I try to put some of the vowels on there for you guys following along to fill in your paperwork. And if it's too quick, you know, the video's on YouTube right away, so you can go back, inshallah, and fill it in, inshallah.
I have a quick question actually. Are we kind of because there's like 2 weeks left until Ramadan starts? Will we be able to finish this? Like, is that the plan basically?
Yeah, of course. We'll be able to finish it and probably do something else.
Okay, inshallah.
I mean, we've already finished 5 pages of it, and it's basically no, we finished. Let me see, more than that, didn't we?
I think 5.
Yeah, we finished 7 pages, I think. Yeah, 1, 2.
Oh yeah,
3,
the introduction. 4. If you had the 7.
5, 6. We finished 6 pages, huh? Or 7. 7 pages, right? And the book is only up to page 20, so we only have 13 pages left. We'll be able to finish it. We'll be able to finish it and take a test, inshallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.